The Iranian regime claims that they're not anti-Semitic, and they parade around Neturei Karta around the country to try and prove that they're not anti-Semitic. But they're Muslims, and they're fundamentalist Muslims, and they're the most extremist Muslims. So what's their real attitude towards Israel and Jews?
Well, I mean, there is different dimensions to that. For a true Muslim, a true believer in Islam, a Muslim can never be under the rule of non-Muslims, like Christians or Jews especially. So one of the issues that they have that is not much talked about openly with Israel is not Israel taking over land and they should get back so there will be peace and this and that. Of course it's not that. They truly believe that the whole state of Israel is Islamic land, and it was taken over by people who are not supposed to be the rulers of that land. They conveniently say they believe in Moses, and they think that they say that Torah was a word of God, but the sections that has to do with Jews living in Israel, having their own state, and Jerusalem being a state, the city that David built, and the fact that Jerusalem was mentioned in the Torah for, 700 times, and never mentioned in Quran, they just conveniently deny that. So there is this dimension that they do not recognize, and this is a big issue, that Jews cannot rule over Muslims. Are they anti-Semitic? Of course they are. There is plenty of anti-Semitic, I'm telling you, not anti-Zionist, anti-Semitic propaganda, websites, books, and programs, TV series that makes jokes about Jews, talks about Jewish international conspiracy. Plenty of these, all documented, that the Iranian government has openly allowed to be done in Iran. Yes, they are anti-Semitic government. There is no question about it. If you see that they parade a group of Neturei Karta rabbis, or they always use the Iranian Jewish community in Iran as a tool that they say, look how Iranian Jews have such a good life in Iran, nobody bothers them. It's all planned, and they are using them as tools of propaganda. Jews in Iran cannot criticize the Iranian government. They cannot say that they have a love and empathy for state of Israel, Jerusalem, and that land. They have to only say, okay, you want to go to Mecca, you want to go to Jerusalem. That's the extent that they go. The Iranian Jews have been used in demonstrations against the state of Israel, and recently I heard that, I read that they want to use them as they march to Jerusalem, take a bunch of Iranian Jews to march towards Jerusalem. So Iranian Jews are unfortunately a tool, being used as a tool in Iran.
To cover the true Jew hatred of the Islamic regime.
Yes. And I mean, Iranian government very conveniently, very intelligently, like their counterparts in Europe or the West, have used anti-Zionism, and they've made Zionism a devil, and they use anti-Zionism to cover their anti-Semitism and their hatred of the Jews. I mean, they talk about the Zionist entity, which is the code word for Israel, as a entity that is cause of all the problems in the world, kills and massacres young Palestinians every day, and that's what they refer to Israel.
Do you believe that they see it as their mission to annihilate the Jews, not just in Israel, but any Jews?
I believe that there is no denial that they either camp of the Iranian government, if there is camps there, of the powers in Iran, from supreme leader to president to all the different personalities, definitely do believe that there should not be an Israel, a government of Israel. Now, or state of Israel, I'm sorry, but if that means to achieve that, Jews will be killed, of course they know that. Of course they know that. I mean, they talk about destroying Israel as if the Soviet Union was destroyed or South African regime was destroyed. They sometimes use those code words. But they know that the Israeli people and the Jews of the world will not let Israel, state of Israel, be destroyed. So therefore they know that the price of this plan will be the killing and massacring of millions of Jews. There will be war. That's what they want. They want to have war with Israel.
But will it just be a war to change the government, or do you think they're looking for a genocide of the Jews of Israel?
Well, the history of Middle East, and of course the unknown and unwritten and not researched extensively history of Iran, is that Jews have been subservient to Muslims. And if Jews were treated in such a way that many had to convert to Islam through different methods that the governments and the powers to be used. So yes, for them, there have been many instances that there have been terrorist activities in Israel, and they have distributed sweets in Iran. They show their happiness when Jews are killed. So I don't think there is any issue that if Jews or state of Israel is attacked, as we know, for example, Argentina, the Jewish Center in Buenos Aires, or the recent activity throughout in India or Thailand, places like that, the Iranian government, their information ministry, all the people who make these plans, they do not have any hesitation of killing Jews, hurting Jews to achieve their goal.
Including the Jews who live in Iran?
Well, I mean, I was involved in the defense of the 13 Jews who were arrested, the so-called Shiraz 13, about 10, 12 years ago. We know for a fact that they, when they took these people in, they did things to make them confess to being spies.
Torture?
Torture was used. Of course their torture was used. These people do not want to talk about it, but we know. And this is a common practice of the Iranian government. You see, they arrest people. After 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, people come to the TV and they confess to all the accusations. And this is their common practice. So for them to hurt people and have anti-Semitic attacks is very possible if situation gets with Israel gets very tense. We who observe that country continuously, we know that that possibility exists, that there will be attacks to the Iranian Jewish community.
How much of an initiative is there to get the Iranian Jews to leave now and prevent them from being used as hostages?
Well, since the revolution, 1979 revolution, something like 75% of the Iranian Jewish community have left. Jews have been in Iran for over 2,700 years. It is not going to be so easy for the whole community to take off and come out, to go to Israel or go to United States. Many have left. Many have a life. They love Iran. Iran is a good country. There are good people there. So they don't want to leave so easily. So I think that is an issue that is for them to decide. We don't know if all the Iranian Jews will leave Iran. Many have left. Many young people continue to leave to find a better life in outside. Many leave Iran because of economic reasons these days, because of such a hard life that they have economically. There's no jobs for educated people. Life is very expensive for the middle class. So many just leave and try to make a better life, as the rest of Iranians are doing.
Do you believe that there are agents for the regime here in North America?
There is no question that there is many sympathizers of the Iranian regime. Not only sympathizers, but I go beyond that, followers and supporters of the Iranian regime here in Southern California. There is TV stations, there is satellite TV stations that openly talk about they are supposedly Islamic programming, teaching Islamic thought and religion, but within them we have seen they openly talk about unfortunately this debate in the world about the nuclear power of Iran, the nuclear weapons for Iran and all that has caused many of the Iranians who feel nationalistic to support the Iranian government. Even they feel that this government is not a government that majority of the people of Iran want.
In the case of a war between Israel and Iran, what would you suppose the Iranian operatives here would attack Jewish targets in America?
I cannot answer that question.
Would you rule it out?
That would be speculation. I mean, I'm sure if that sort of a thing happens, if a war happens, there will be a lot of tense feelings here in Los Angeles as well. I'm sure of that. Within the community, because there are people who are against the war, people who think that this nuclear facility should be bombarded, and there will be a big division in the community. I'm sure of that. So if some people take that sort of action, I don't know.
But do you think that it would be concerted, coordinated through the government of Iran, or you think people would just take it upon themselves to do some desecration against the government
of Iran has said officially, their spokesman has said that if they get attacked, you would use any means that they have to respond, include anywhere in the world. They have said that. So that could mean anywhere in the world.
And if it's is it exclusively against an Israeli target, or could there be an attack against, let's say, an Iranian Jewish synagogue?
Could
it be a Jewish target, not just Israeli target?
I don't think they differ so much between. They conveniently call anybody a Zionist agent, and they do whatever they want to do. When they want to attack anybody, Jew or non-Jew, they say, and they, of course, they feel that the big Satan, the United States, is behind Israel all the way. So they would attack targets in the United States any way they can.
But would they be just terrorists, just loose lone wolves, or would it be a concerted effort
Well,
on
I
the
mean,
part of...
I thought that I would never see, but we are seeing that there are, by the arrest of these people in Thailand and India, and Malaysia, I think, that there are Iranian terrorists. People in the United States have been shot without any explanation. Nobody, FBI or nobody, police could not find the killers. Case in point in Houston a couple of months ago. So, and of course the case of the Saudi Arabian ambassador in Washington. So there are trained operatives in Iran who come out of the country to do terrorist activity.
Who come to America.
Well, I am not a law enforcement person, so I cannot say that. But there are, if there was in Washington, there could be other places too.
What kind of initiative exists among the Iranian Jewish community, you think, to help defend America or to protect Iranian Jews in case of a war?
Protect the Iranian Jews here or in Iran?
Yeah, here, there.
Well, here we cannot. We can only rely on the law enforcement agencies, and be like all the other the rest of the Jewish community. Just be on the watch, on the lookout for any anti-Jewish or terrorist activity. I mean, just have cameras everywhere, or have guards in entrances. Have people at the doors of public events to make sure they are known community members. Things like that has to be done. As I know, whenever situations have gotten tense. Yeah.
How about in the case of a war? Is there any kind of movement to express Iranian Jews out, to get them out, so they wouldn't be used as they wouldn't be threatened? Is that possible?
These are issues that if they happen, they will. There are people who will do that, do their best to help people who want to get out.
Do you feel that Washington has an understanding from the Iranian Jews of cooperation? How has Washington, because the Iranian Jews obviously have, as a group, know best what this regime is like, and so many have left. Is there any acceptance of Iranian Jews in helping the CIA or the FBI in protecting? Would you say?
Well, there you said a couple of things. Are Iranian Jews being listened to as the so-called experts of the situation? Well, I think there are among our community just less than a handful of people who are well informed and well versed, who are in contact with the government offices in the United States. As far as being in touch with law enforcement agencies like FBI or CIA, look, these are not issues that one can talk about publicly. So I think they know themselves, and we rely very much also with the experience and support of the larger community, like organizations like Simon Wiesenthal Center, Jewish Federation Council of Los Angeles, to assist on these issues.